I will now give you a few examples of dividend kings and aristocrats which have fallen off their throne and have cut their dividend. The first one is General Electric. The company was incorporated in 1892 and was known as a reliable dividend payer for many decades. However, when the financial crisis hit, the company severely slashed its dividend. Then it started going back up again, and they slashed it one more time, completely destroying their image of a reliable dividend payer. The next example is AT&T, the former favorite dividend stock of everyone. The communications giant had increased its dividend for 35 years straight, and investors loved the stock for its perceived secure, reliable, and rising dividend. However, due to too much debt and other issues in 2022, it cut its dividend by 22%. And in the next year, the cut was followed by another one. The company that was one of the largest and most secure stocks and the leader in the communications sector fell way behind companies like Meta and Alphabet because it couldn't innovate enough and had too much debt. And as a result, investors who relied simply on its dividend history and status suffered. Our next dividend aristocrat that fell from its aristocratic status is Walgreens, the giant retail pharmacy chain. The company had raised its dividend for 47 years, being 3 years away from becoming a dividend king. All new investors who were attracted to the stock because of this stellar record were shocked when the company cut its dividend by a half a couple of months ago. Of course, anyone who bothered to look at the fundamentals and beyond its status as an aristocrat could see the obvious signs. I even remember researching the stock when I was wondering whether I should add it to my portfolio years ago. What stopped me were the deteriorating fundamentals and the fierce competition from online drug delivery companies, particularly Amazon. As a result, I saved myself a lot of pain. The lesson here is that investing is like driving. It's good and even necessary to look at the rearview mirror in order to know what the situation on the road behind you is, but you never drive by only looking at it because you will most likely crash pretty fast. The situation was the same with Walgreens. The company had a recession-resistant business model because people always need to buy medicine regardless of the economic conditions. However, they could not adapt fast enough to the changes in the business landscape, and as a result, anyone investing there got burned. So now let's proceed with two examples of dividend kings which have fallen from their throne. The first one is VF Corp, which had just achieved the status of the king, but it was short-lived. The huge apparel manufacturer cut its dividend in 2023 with 70%. As with a lot of examples we already had, the company had too much debt. The maker of North Face jackets, Vans shoes, and other iconic brands had seen its cash flow weaken after pandemic-related supply chain challenges led to management ordering too much inventory, just as consumer spending shifted from goods to experiences and services. This pressured the company to cut its dividend after 50 years of raises, sending shockwaves throughout the dividend investing community. And the second dividend king to lose its crown, which I will give as an example, is Leggett & Platt. The home furniture manufacturer had paid rising dividends for over 5 decades and was loved by dividend investors. However, after slowing sales and a huge debt load, the company announced 89% dividend cut and lost its dividend king status. If you're paying attention, you will probably start seeing a pattern. Old companies with high debt loads, which are struggling to adjust to the new realities and shocks we have had in recent years. Now, don't get me wrong, old doesn't necessarily mean that, as there are other examples of kings and aristocrats like Procter & Gamble and Coca-Cola, which continue to innovate, manage their debt properly, and stay relevant. But this is the key. You have to be able to differentiate and never use only the aristocrat or king status as a guideline. This is why, unlike at the start of my investing career, I have shifted away from using this status as a filter and only view it as a nice bonus to my companies, nothing more. If you want to see my current top 4 stocks and ETFs I invest in for the current environment we are in, you can go to the link in the description. The report is free, it will be sent directly to your email and will be up to date regardless of when you are watching this because I'm constantly updating it.